The Derby Class Cups are now done, and I think what I am now going to do is I will basically just get on with the bonus events we basically have to do, more or less. And as a result of us winning the Special Derby Forest Cup, we have now unlocked the Derby Finals. And these other finals will technically be unlocked as well before the Grand Final, which we will pretty much be racing on all sorts of different tracks, basically. But anyway, before we get on with any of those, let's get on with our Level 1 bonus events, as we've got the High Jump and the Gas Station Derby. I'm not really bothered about winning these, because I think that might be too much to ask, considering just how hard it is to really win these special events, or most of them anyway. And I think for the first one, yeah, let's go with Afterburner, because I actually did pretty well using the Afterburner last time. So we do also get a tutorial with a lot of these bonus events we do. Launch the driver as high as possible into the high jump net. Final score is best out of 3 attempts. So we do get tutorials with each of these bonus events that are very much optional. However, because they're part of the completion stats, I might as well get through them. Press and hold the launch button to increase the launch angle. Release the button to set the angle and launch your driver. Do not cross the fault line or your try is forfeit. I can guarantee I'm not going to get anything really that solid. In flight, use the acrobatics controls to maneuver your driver. Maneuvering reduces your airspeed. Press the launch button to give your driver a small upwards nudge. For maximum height benefit, use it before your driver reaches the apex of its flight. The apex of the flight, by the way, is technically the catch fence you see in front of you. I'm not really going to be chasing the win because I don't think that's really worth it. I should also mention, these things have jets fitted to them, so controlling them might be a bit hard. However, I'm going to try and see if I can set a decent height. 126. I don't think that was really good in any way. No, it was 6th. I somehow don't think I'm going to win this. But the main thing I'm aiming for is a top 3. And then I can move on to the next event in line. Which might take a bit of doing, but thankfully I don't have to win these events in order to complete them. And I am not even close. And that was terrible. I probably wasn't even going to hit the fence because of just how outwards I was. Yeah. I'm pretty convinced in saying I will have to try this again a few times to get a top 3 result. That's basically the main aim I'm asking for here. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, that still wasn't good enough for a podium. Okay, let's try that again. So now that you pretty much have an idea of what it is we're supposed to do here, I'm actually going to try and make sure that I do something good here. Or at least do good enough. To the point where I feel like I am going to get enough of a distance to where it is going to work. And I think I actually did better that time, so let's see if we can do something similar with these other results. I actually did pretty well with the afterburner last time, so we'll see how we go. Yeah. No. I'm really not sure on how to win these, but if I can get a top 3, then I'll be happy with the result wherever I finish. That's basically what I'm aiming for. And 144. Is that good enough for a podium? Yes, it is. And I am going to stick with that. I think it is possible to win these special events, but because I'm only aiming for podiums, that's the only thing I really care about. And I would have finished second anyway because, well, Jack wasn't close enough to beating my 134 height. You can go for the win if you want, but personally, I don't really feel bothered to really go for the win, in all honesty. I also could have recorded a replay, but that's by the by. Anyway, so that's pretty much the high jump done. We still get a decent amount of money with 700 credits. I know we don't have to win these. I will take the alpha now because I know that's probably the best thing I can do. And now let's get on with the gas station derby. And where I am still in the splitter. Which means this is probably not going to go too well. Because I forgot to switch cars. But again, I'm not really content on winning. I just want to see how far I get. The boost! And he wrecked me. Well, I almost beat Frank. You know what? I think I might just try that again. I actually came really close to winning it last time. I want to actually try and see if I can win it. As very much being the last car standing. As I immediately get my power hit on Jack. And already one of us has got a bit of damage on the board. I think that was Sophia, who I noticed with bits of bodywork and damage. Yep, she's pretty heavily damaged, from what I can see with that indicator. I would have accepted second, but because I was so close to winning, and actually wrecking Frank, I actually wanted to try and see if I could get my vengeance. He's got a pretty tough car, but also I have a pretty tough car, so that's pretty much my way of thinking here. And Roy Carter is out, so that now leaves 7 of us. I almost took out Sophia. I was very close to getting a direct hit. It's only the cars that are still in it that effectively get damaged. And Sophia is now out. So that now leaves 6 of us remaining. As I'm trying to chase after Sally. Trying to see if I can get a hit on her. And Frank took a heavy hit there. And Frank just slammed into me. He just absolutely bulldozed me is what he did. Completely bulldozed me is what happened there. Katie's now out. Sally is still in it. And Sally is now out, so that just leaves 4 of us left. I've still got some pretty healthy... I think I do have enough health to compete for the win, as I wrecked Jason. Frank wrecks me back. And he gave me a power hit. I think Jack might win it this time, unless Frank can get a few hits on him. I think I took some pretty big hits there. Just gotta make sure I somehow save the machine. If I can do that somehow. I think I should be able to take out Frank this time around. And I do. Alright, my revenge on Frank is secured. I got my payback. Now I just need to survive Jack. He was probably looking for revenge on me because of how I beat him in the last Derby Championship. However, can I still be the only one standing? I really hope so. And I'm stuck. I've got the slightly better health over Jack. And there we go. I win. I kind of knew if I was going to get a few more hits, I would actually manage to eventually get the complete result. I did manage to beat Frank this time around. Jack may have been the last one standing, but I ultimately took out Frank, and that was what eventually won me the event. And with that, now is the time for me to get a replay. It also means that I will have to make sure I use my other 2 cars as well for one of these Derby events. You see, I knew that if I took out Frank, I would have a better shot of winning, because then it would mean I would be the last man standing. I did have to take some pretty big ones, but I also managed to make some pretty big hits of my own, which was ultimately what won me the event. And I was glad to say that I was the one who took out Frank. It was very appropriate revenge, considering he took me out last time. I almost beat him before, but I figured I had to make sure I beat him, because that was the important thing. I wrecked 2 opponents in that event, as I wrecked Jason, and I also wrecked Frank. And I'm not sure if I can get a close-up shot of my car here, but if I can at least get a shot of my car being somewhere in the melee, then I think that should do it. It is pretty cool to know that you can actually demolish these cars as well as race them. I think for a game like this, that's actually really cool. Okay, I think that should do it. So I caused 59 crashes, I wrecked 2 drivers, and I got a bonus of 15 as a result of being the last man standing. And that made the difference in the gas station derby. No, I do not want to restart. I almost made that mistake, but thankfully I backed out right at the last second. So there we go. those were the level 1 special events. And now I will move on to the level 2 bonus events. So I got 10 slams, 9 power hits, 1 flip, 1 super flip, and 4 wrecked. And so, there we go. Those were the... And so there we go. Those were the level 1 derby events. And next time we'll be doing the level 2 derby events. Coming in the next episode of FlatOut 2.
You love the rush, you gon' slam it shut.